Have you lost the passion for your business? Do you think it might be time for a rebrand, but you're just not sure? In this video, I'm gonna share with you the ways that you can tell if it's time for a rebrand. Hi, I'm Chayla, and this channel is for side hustlers and solopreneurs who want to build an unforgettable brand and unshakable self-confidence. I post weekly videos that help you up-level your mindset, grow your business, and build a life that works for you. If that's your jam, hit the subscribe button below so you never miss a video. Now, rebranding doesn't have to be this big, scary thing. It doesn't have to be a total makeover. It can be even a small shift on how you present yourself or talk about what you do. If you're feeling like things just aren't as fun and fulfilling as they once were, it might be time for you to make a shift and a time for you to rebrand your business. Here are 5 signs that it might just be time for a rebrand. The first sign that it might be time for a rebrand is that you're attracting the wrong customer. My ideal customer used to be mom entrepreneurs, or mompreneurs if you will. It was a part of my positioning statement, a part of my social post, a part of every piece of my marketing. And slowly but surely, I began attracting more and more people to me. The catch was I was attracting a lot of moms who were in the multi-level marketing or MLM industry. Now, I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with having that sort of business, but it wasn't the type of business that I was trying to help people with. I wanted to help mom entrepreneurs who were providing a service or coaching or some sort of digital products that had to do with their own knowledge, expertise, and strengths. Someone in MLM didn't really fit the bill because there's nothing that they could do to change their products. Their products were already given to them through their distributor. And the more and more I talked about mompreneurs and the challenges that being a mom and an entrepreneur have, I just kept attracting more women in the MLM space. Now, I started to get really frustrated because I love branding and I will help anybody with their brand, but it wasn't really fulfilling for me to help these women with their brands when they're not really the people I wanted to help. And that was my first clue that I needed to start shifting my messaging and rebranding my business. If you're attracting the wrong customers, that means that there is a disconnect and a difference between the brand that you want to have and the brand that you're presenting to people. If there's that disconnect and you're not happy with the customers you're having, or they're not the people you really want to serve, then you need to rebrand your business, rebrand how you're talking to people and what your marketing looks like. The second sign that it might be time for a rebrand is that you have a much higher level of expertise and experience than you did before. I used to be a graphic designer, and when I switched over from being a logo designer to being a brand coach and strategist, I was thrilled when I got my first couple of clients. But it seemed like no matter how many clients were hiring me, they were always hiring me at the beginning of their business. Even though I knew a lot about branding, a lot about brand strategy in particular, and I knew I can work with people who are further along in their business, for some reason I only attracted people who were just starting out. In the process of rebranding my business, I started focusing on the people I wanted to work with. Such an important thing, it keeps coming up. I knew that there was something in the way I was presenting myself that made it so I wasn't talking specifically to those people who had 5+ years of experience in their business. I wasn't positioning myself as somebody who's had years of experience in the branding space and lots of knowledge on how to present yourself in a way that helps you achieve your business goals. So if you still have the same positioning, the same marketing messages, the same look and feel to your overall brand, but you have gained so much more experience and so much more expertise in your industry, then that's a great sign that it's time for a rebrand. It's a great sign that you need to up-level your marketing, up-level your brand, and up-level your price so that you are working with the people who can use you to the best of your abilities. The third sign that it might be time for a rebrand is if the way your brand presents on the outside no longer matches the person you are on the inside. When I was marketing specifically to mom entrepreneurs, I was showing up a lot more on social media and going more strongly in my marketing. I knew that they were the person I was trying to target, so I was trying to talk to them hardcore. And the person I was presenting, who I thought was most acceptable to that group, was kind of a wholesome mom, girl next door kind of persona. And I tried to play up being funny and relatable and basically all the things that I saw other mom entrepreneurs posting and presenting themselves as. But the truth is, I wouldn't necessarily put me in that wholesome girl next door category. I want to feel like a badass. I want to help other people feel like a badass. I want to embrace my femininity. I want to embrace who I am as a woman. I want to show a more sexier side to me. And that wholesome girl next door vibe just didn't reflect this person who I am on the inside. When there's this disconnect between the way your brand presents on the outside and the person you are on the inside, it creates a disconnect between you and your audience. It puts a barrier between the two of you so that you can't build that relationship and build that trust because one of you is being dishonest. Now, I'm not saying that you're being malicious, but there is a sense of inauthenticity when you don't show up as the person you are on the inside. When you try and squeeze yourself into this box that no longer feels like you, then it makes it so much harder for you to show up for your brand, to market your business, and to make offers to the people that you really want to help. So if you see that your brand, if you look at your Instagram and you look at your website and it doesn't match the person that you are presently, then that's definitely a sign that it's time for a rebrand and time for you to look inside and see how you can present more of who you are now on the outside. If you made it this far into the video and you're really finding value, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a video. Now on to the next tip. The fourth sign that it might be time for a rebrand is that the topics that you currently talk about aren't the ones that you really want to talk about anymore. If you look back on your content pillars or the topics that you post about on social media and you just don't have as much passion for those topics, or they don't include a topic that you are now really passionate about, that means it might be time for a rebrand. Back when I was presenting my brand as this wholesome girl next door kind of vibe, there were topics that I just didn't talk about that didn't fit into that look. I'm really into self-esteem, self-confidence, manifesting, a little bit of the woo, like owning who you are. And some of those things didn't quite fit in with the topics that I had before, or I felt like I couldn't talk about those topics because they didn't work. And then on the flip side, I didn't really want to talk about motherhood. I didn't want to talk about things that my daughter was doing or laundry or any of that sort of thing. I just didn't want to talk about it. It's fine living it, but I didn't want to talk about it on social media. So now I had these things I didn't want to talk about and these things I really wanted to talk about. And that's how I knew that there was a disconnect. And if you find yourself in the same situation where you've committed to these topics to talk about in your social media and in your marketing, but you're no longer into them, or there's other things that you want to incorporate, then it might be time to just look at your overall brand. When you talk about things that you're no longer interested in, your audience can tell that there's a lack of passion, and it makes your messaging, less compelling because they can tell on the other side that you're not as interested in it. And when you hide a part of you, a part of your interests, then you're hiding a part of yourself, and you can't fully be the person who you are on the inside if you're ignoring these parts of you that you're really passionate about. The key to building that trust with your audience is that they're getting to know the real you, so you don't want to hide any of those pieces. The fifth and final sign that it might be time for a rebrand is if you do a gut check. Does your brand really make you feel like you? If you look at all the marketing you put out and you look at the message that you're putting out and the whole vibe that your brand has, does that represent you? Does it feel like you? Is there something that doesn't feel like you? or is there something missing? If you look at your brand and it doesn't make you feel more like the badass person that you are, then it's definitely time for a rebrand. My take on branding is that yes, your brand should be a tool for you to use to connect with your audience, a tool for your audience to feel more attracted to you and to want to hire you. But on the flip side, your brand's job is to also make you feel excited for your business, excited to be you, more confident in the person you are and the skills you have and the things you're selling. If your brand doesn't make you excited to be you, if it doesn't make you excited to own the business that you own, then it's time to take a look at your branding. It's time to make your branding feel more like you. If you know your current brand doesn't feel like you and you don't know where to start on how to make it feel more like you, then definitely download my Badass Brand Roadmap. It's my 10-step process that will help you put more you into your brand and make your potential customers sold on you before they even hear what you have to offer. You can get that at the link down below. All you have to do is click the link, put in your first name and your email, and then it'll be sent straight to your mailbox. Definitely check it out if you need help making your brand feel more like you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content around mindset, branding, and entrepreneurship, please hit the subscribe button below. In the comments below, tell me which parts of your brand make you feel more like you. I'd love to get to know you down in the comments. Until then, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.